All right, so what I'm gonna try to do in this video is just point the camera at my calculator as I go through the steps for finding a line of best fit. We're gonna do this in class, but if you miss it, it's helpful to actually see what it looks like. So first thing we're going to do is we just wanna open a new document every time we do this. Starting new documents is much easier than trying to delete things. So we'll start a new document. It asks if I want to save my old one. I will say no. So the first thing we're going to do if we're doing this process is we're going to go to number 4, which is lists and spreadsheets. And we're going to create a list that keeps track of the information we had. Now, even though in this particular example, the information was given to us in 2 rows, we want to do it by column. So our first row was year. Here we're going to say our first column is year. So if you go to the very top where it says A, I've highlighted A at the top, we want to type in a name for this, right? And you can abbreviate it with a single word or maybe even a single letter as long as you remember what it means. But you want to put some kind of label there. And hit enter. And then the equals, skip that. And then starting at 1 at a time, put in the different years. So we had 1998, enter, 2000. Right, you can use a down arrow instead of enter, 2002, 2004, 2006, 2008. Make sure you hit enter for the very last thing you type in. And then the second row, when we saw it, will be the second column on our calculator, and that's average cost per gallon for the milk. I'm just going to type cost. But give it some name so that you know what it is. And so for 1998, the cost was $2.65. For 2000, the cost was $2.89. For 2002, the cost was exactly $3. For 2004, the cost was $3.01. For 2006, it was $3.20 and then $3.77. Make sure you hit enter for the last one and then double check that everything is correct. If you have one error here, you're going to get a different answer from the intended answer. So I am just double checking that everything here is the same as what I saw. Okay. So now all of your data is in the calculator. We want to do something with this. We're going to add another page. So do you see here above doc, it says plus page. Hopefully you can see that, plus page. So I do control and that button. And I'm going to add a new page that is data and statistics, number 5. So when you do that, initially what's going to happen is you'll just have a jumble of points because you haven't yet told your calculator what to do with them. I'm going to go down to the bottom, and down here it says click to add variable. I'm going to tell the calculator what it should treat as basically the X. And that's typically what comes first, so that's year. If I click here, I have 2 choices. There's year and cost, right? And I named them so I know what to click. If you just call things like A and B or X and Y, you might not remember what's what. We're going to click year. So now it sorts those things by year. Go over here for my vertical column, click to add a variable, and here I'll do cost. And so now that it knows what to do with these, it creates the scatter diagram for us. So we can see that these are going up, right? There's a rough pattern, maybe not perfectly linear, but it's definitely on its way up. And what's awesome is that the calculator can actually find the line of best fit. There are various lines that do a good job here, but the calculator can find the absolute best one. So now that we're on the scatter plot, we can do some analysis. We'll do what's called regression, which is finding a way of fitting the data. So I'm going to go to menu and analyze, and then number 6 is regression, right? So menu gets us started. We want to analyze what's going on, and we're doing a method called regression. There are a lot of different options. Pick the very first one. It says linear mx plus b. And what'll happen, automatically, your calculator will figure out what is the line that does the best job of following this pattern, right? It might not be a perfect job, it's just the best job. It'll draw that line and it'll show you what its formula is. right? So it's a little hard for us to read this. I should be able to grab it and move it. Not so much. But it looks like it says y equals 0.093, et cetera, x plus negative 184.05, et cetera. So there were the steps. We opened a new document. We went to lists and spreadsheets to create a table with all our values. We went to data and statistics in a new page to sort them. And then menu, analyze, regression allows us to find that formula. All right, that's it.